Hi, everybody. How you guys are doing? Today, we're covering one of the most important topics under this theme, which is conscious identity creation. The topic that we're covering today is the identity gap. Today, exactly, you will be understanding your current version versus the version of you that you're wanting to become, right? And the gap that you experience between these two versions, what is that gap all about? And how do we actually move towards aligning them? Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, the identity gap. You say that you want a new life, right? Everybody wants to upgrade, wants to get better, have more growth, more clients, more sale, a better life, a better health, healthy body, right? And as it is, 2026 is approaching, and people will be having New Year resolutions, new habits, and whatnot, right? But you will notice that most of the times when people get started with all the excitement to get the work done, but eventually you will see they coming back to the same the same thing that they started with, right? It's like they'll move a few steps forward, but then again they'll come back to where from where they started. So why does that happen is because your body, your mind still belongs to the old one. The old pattern keeps repeating unless and until you consciously decide to change. Okay. Yesterday we understood about this loop, right? We talked about the loop, which is the emotional loop that we are into. And this loop is gonna continue, it's gonna just be there in the same pattern again and again and again. Okay, so even if you decide कि I want to do and you just push harder, you try harder to get the things done, eventually you will see that you are again coming back to the same point is because you have not worked on your identity. You have not uh, merged your identity with your actions. So just by pushing harder, just by doing extra work, just by uh, doing more hustle, extra hustle is not going to get you there. But aligning your identity with the actions that you would be taking in, that would be helping you to move towards your next level. Okay. So, what is exactly this gap? What is this gap? The identity gap that we're talking all about today. What exactly it is? So, identity gap is like number one, what you consciously want versus what your body feels safe receiving. So consciously, you might be wanting a lot of things. Oh, I want this. I want to have that. I want to have more clients. I want to make X amount a month. Let's say you want to make 2 lakhs a month. Versus what your body feels safe receiving at this point of time. So here you are. This is your current capacity, right? And when you talk about what you want, maybe it's somewhere here. Okay. The gap that you see between these two is the identity gap. Okay, when you're comfortable, very safe receiving X amount, but then this requires a new identity from you. And the gap, which is there, in between both of them, is the identity gap. All right, here's an example. You want, let's say, you're somebody who's wanting to make 2 lakhs a month, but your body still identifies as someone who struggles with money. So you're struggling with money, and this is the new identity there that you're consciously calling in that this is where I want to be, 2 lakhs a month, right? And this is your current identity. This is your current space. This is your current reality. The gap that you see in both these lines right here is the identity gap because you are right now here. You would be operating from here. You are into the same loop that we talked about, right? Your thoughts, the way that you're feeling inside your body, your energy, your vibration, the actions that you're taking in from is from this level, right? Your current level, your current identity, which is struggling with money. Okay, but this new version of you, this upgraded version of you requires a new identity that is operating at 2 lakhs a month. Yeah. So your desire doesn't move the behavior, your identity does. The loop that we discussed yesterday of how, when you're at a certain identity level, everything is just revolving around it. right? You are into the same loop over and over again. And that is the reason you will see at times you questioning your own self, like, why this thing is happening to me over and over again? I am into the same loop over and over again. Why does that happen? That is happening because that is your identity, right? And everything is just evolving around it. The way that you're showing up, right? The way your mind is actually spiraling all the time, the way it is making you feel certain sensations in your body, the way it is pushing you to take certain actions or taking or just inactions, and that is giving you certain result. And the same thing happens again. The result is again kind of making you feel and think in a certain way. You take certain actions, gives you the same result. This loop goes on and on and on because of that identity that you're operating from at that point of time. Okay. So when you say that I want to move to a new identity, when you say I want to level up, go level up, that means you have to be working on your identity. Just working on the action, just pushing harder is not going to take you there. Okay. All right. So conscious desire versus subconscious safety. This we have already discussed in theme 1 and 2, wherein we were discussing all about the mind and all about the body, right? Though you consciously desire something that, oh, I want XYZ, I want more expansion, I want more growth, but your body wants to make sure that you are safe. Your protection is the priority, right? So, whatever growth that you're looking forward to, the new goals, new money, more money, more growth, more visibility, whatever you're calling into your life is very unfamiliar to your system at this point of time, right? It is very unfamiliar. Your body does not know how to operate in that space. And your nervous system is tagging it as danger, right? Though your mind wants the visibility, but your body still remembers that being judged for speaking up as a child, that memory, that identity, that foundation, the pattern is already stored in the body. And that is the reason, though you want to show up today, but then behind what is running behind is that feeling of being judged, and your body is trying to protect you so that you do not feel judged. That's the reason you're not showing up. Okay, does that settle in? Yes, if you guys have missed out on this part, especially around how your body is functioning with respect to your goals, make sure that if you have not watched theme 2 is all around nervous system and how it works. Make sure that you watch that video because I mean, that entire theme, because it is very important for you to understand how these things are operating internally, right? When your body is going into feeling unsafe, right? Your system is taking you into the survival mode just to make sure that you are safe, and then it gives out the trauma responses: fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, right? And that's the way that your body is sabotaging you to make sure that you are not moving towards it, because moving towards it means what? Being judged. And your body does not want you to feel it, because you have felt it in the past and that was not a good experience for you. So you have learned to not speak up. And that is the coding, that is the pattern that is living inside your body, right? Your body already remembers how it felt like, as a child, you might be having certain experiences wherein you just goes out there. I mean, you try to speak, you try to communicate, maybe stage performances or something that you might have went through in the past, and that was not a very pleasant experience for you, and your body remembers that if I do this, I am met with judgments, I am met with criticism, I am met with people making fun of me. So let me not speak so that I do not experience all those things, because those things are something which I am not able to handle, right? I go into spiral. I am not able to function properly, and your body remembers everything, and that is the reason your body is just making sure that you're not going to that point. And how does it make sure? Is by self-sabotaging, procrastinating, knowing what to do but still not doing it, overthinking, perfectionism. All those things is a body trying to protect you so that you do not go over there and do the things, because doing those things means what? It will be associated with these feelings, these emotions, these spiraling showing up, which your body could not handle at that point of time. All right. All right. So why your nervous system protects the old identity? The reason that it protects your old identity is because your old identity is predictable, right? The same thoughts, the same spiraling thoughts coming over and over again, which is making you feel and certain emotions, certain sensations showing up in your body over and over again, which is pushing you, which is propelling you to take certain actions. And inaction is also action, by the way. Okay, propelling you to take certain actions, and those actions are going to give you the same result over and over again. And again, the same loop continues. This is a very predictable, your old identity is very predictable. Ki this is how it works. That's the reason you come in the same loop over and over again, right? And then you question why it's happening with me again and again, why I keep moving into the same loop over and over again. It is because of your old identity, right? The same loop, you are just running in the same loop, that's it. And your new identity, it is very unknown, right? Body is already, flagging it as danger. It is very unsafe to the body. And when the body doesn't feel safe, it rejects expansion, because at that point of time, what is the priority for the body? The priority becomes your safety, and your body is going to do literally anything to make sure that you are safe. All right. So why leveling up feels scary? Why does it feel scary? Okay, you plan everything, you do everything, but then when it comes to actually being on the ground and getting things done, why does it feel so scary? Why do we kind of procrastinate, we delay things, we postpone things, we try not to do it? Why does it happen? Why leveling up feels scary is because your new identity requires you to be a different kind of a person with new boundaries, a person with new level of visibility, a person with level of emotional capacity, a person with new responsibilities, with a new self image. Okay. So your future life, the version of you, the next level of you requires a version of you your body has not practiced being yet. Okay. So you are right now here and you want to be here. This levels requires something, new boundaries, new visibility, new emotional capacity, new responsibilities, new image. And your body does not know. How does it feel like to be here? Okay, your body does not know all the unknown stuff that, this is gonna bring in along with it, right? So wanting to raise the price, but feeling panic, right? I'm sure most of us, after a certain period of time, you might think, you would want to raise your prices, of course, because of the value that you're providing in, but suddenly you see yourself panicking. Okay, and why does that happen is because your old identity is again protecting you. Your old identity is making sure that you are safe. Okay, and that is the reason leveling up feels so much scary, because that level requires a completely new being, right? It requires something that you are not performing at this point of time. Just imagine when we talk about boundaries, what are your current boundaries, right? You let people walk over you, you have no strong boundaries, right? You let people cross those boundaries. But when you talk about your next level is very firm with terms of boundaries. This is what I accept, this is what I don't. And that is very firm. When we talk about visibility, your current self is like, oh no, I don't know what do I speak about. I feel a little icky while speaking. I don't know how people will be taking me. I might sound cringe and this and that. But your next level is out there, shining bright, talking and speaking aloud about what he or she has to communicate to people. Your current level is having the capacity. I mean, the capacity is this much at this point of time, and that is the reason you will see yourself spiraling most of the times, right? Something happening, it's gonna just pull you down like anything, right? Your emotional capacity is very low, and you will see that something happens in the house, something happens with the friends, something happens with the family, or just in general, like random thoughts coming up, and that is making you spiral. And at times it happens not only for a few seconds or minutes, it goes into days and weeks and months, and at times years also. And that is your emotional capacity. If something triggers, something is happening in your, circumstances, and it is impacting you at this level, and you're not able to move out of that space, that's your current emotional capacity. And this level requires a different level of emotional capacity to hold everything and still navigate it. Do you have that level of emotional capacity at this point of time? And the answer is no. And your next level requires that level of capacity from you, which you do not have at this point of time. Okay? new responsibilities. Now current level is like, okay, I have a couple of things to do, and it's fine, I'm trying to sort of handle it. I'm just trying to handle it here and there. Now that level of you is handling a lot of responsibilities already, maybe managing a team under him or her, right? And doing it very effectively, and also knowing that I will be able to navigate whatever shows up, right? Whatever happens, I am here, I'm going to figure it out, right? Whatever you think about yourself, that, oh, I'm just trying, I'm just figuring it out. But that level is very firm. This is who I am, this is what I bring, and this is what I'm providing. That is the gap. You are right here, and your version is here. You have to move up to meet to that level by building from within, by building so strong from within that you are able to navigate everything. You're having such a good bond with your own self, that level of self trust, that level of, such a beautiful connection with your own self, knowing that it is meant for me, right? It is there for me, and I'm able to navigate everything. No matter what comes up, right here. I'm here. I'm not going to abandon myself. I'm right here, right? So that is the level that you need to build yourself from within, because your next level requires a next level you. And the reason that you are not your next level yet is because you are not able to, your current level is not having these things that a next level has. We will be doing an activity also towards the end that will help you understand exactly where the gap is. All right. So that is the reason, the leveling up feels so scary, because this is something which is unknown. This is something which is unsafe. This is something which is already body is terming as danger, because it is very unfamiliar. Our body doesn't know how to do those things at this point of time. Right? But when you slowly start building yourself up, moving to that level, feeling safe, building that capacity, building that resilience inside of you, building that container inside of you, that you're able to hold everything, whatever shows up, that is when you slowly start leveling up, feeling safe with that level. At this point of time, your current level is feeling safe with whatever level you are, maybe making X amount of money. But for you to make 5x of money, your body should be feeling safe to hold that amount, and then you would be able to move up to that level. Okay. All right, let's move forward. Okay, so why you collapse at the edge of success? um about this, I'm sure a lot of people would be able to relate, right? Like, the success is just about to come and you'll see yourself collapsing down, right? It is not that, mm, your system is not failing actually, right? The reason that you collapse is because the system is feeling overwhelmed from within. It's like too many things are happening, and there are a lot of moving parts here and there, and I'm just not being able to center down with it, ground with it, as to be stable and feel grounded with those things. There are a lot of things, like, you just feel very overwhelmed from within. Okay, and I'm sure you understand that kind of feeling that I'm talking about. Okay, I'm giving you certain examples. Like, you get three inquiries today, and then you start feeling anxious. And in no matter, you will see that you're moving into shutdown, right? You might have planned a lot of things, but then you'll see yourself, your body shutting down. You're not able to do those things that you have planned. Now, why does that happen? Is because your body is moving into shutdown. Your body is collapsing. Your body does not have that capacity to hold, to navigate it while feeling safe. And that is the reason it moves into shutdown collapsing. So that you are like this, and you are just safe at that point of time. Okay, because your capacity is like full, and you're just not able to handle anything else at that point of time. Right? So coming back to yourself would be the one point of anchor that is going to help you move out of this space. Right, again, an example that you plan something that you would be launching, maybe a service, maybe a course, or maybe a new offer, that you might be planning to launch. You're like super excited about it. Like, this is something really amazing that I've built for my people. And then slowly you will see that excitement coming down and moving down into this pressure that, oh, I have to do this thing, oh, I have to do that thing. What if this, what if that? And then you, in no matter of time, you will see कि postpone हो गया वो, right? And then वो postpone का date कभी आता ही नहीं है. Why does that happen? Is because your body is feeling overwhelmed from within, and your current capacity is not able to help you navigate it while feeling safe. And that is the reason you move towards just freezing and numbing down and shutting yourself down and collapsing and not doing anything to make sure that you are safe. Because the body is already overwhelmed. Anything, any action is just gonna move you towards like collapsing and just doing nothing. Collapse is a capacity issue. It is not anything else. It is not that, oh, you can't do it or something like that. It is just about what you're able to hold and what you're able to navigate during situations, during circumstance in your life when things get heavy. Are you able to navigate them? Are you able to feel safe while navigating it? Right? Are you able to hold that belief that, yes, it's going to work out for me? Or are you still drowning with fear? Oh, no, nothing is working out. Right? Are you able to pull yourself back from that spiraling? Right? Ki, oh, no, nothing is working out. What should I do? This, that. Are you able to pull yourself back out of that? Or are you giving into it? Right? Are you allowing this heavy emotions to consume you? And then you're not doing anything? Or are you able to move out of this? Not by buffering it, not by pushing it away, because it's going to come back. If you are doing that, if you're buffering or pushing away your emotions, it's going to come back in a much more higher level, I would say. Right? But are you processing it in a way that feels safe to you, safe to move through it? Are you doing that? And if not, that is the reason why you collapse. I mean, just after you're just at the edge of getting that success, and then you collapse. Your all the efforts are like gone in vain. Right? But if you build yourself, if you build that level of safety from within, if you build that capacity, you would be able to hold things and move forward and not feel like pressurized that, oh, I have to do this. No, but coming from a space that, oh, I get to do this. I mean, I love doing this. So, moving from a space of pressure to a space of possibility to a space that feels good inside your body, that is what is all about capacity. That is what is all about building that capacity, right? And your next level, the level that we're talking about, your next level identity, that identity is just fabulous. It knows, like, literally, it has the capacity to hold things, capacity to feel safe, and knowing that everything will be taken care of, right? And the reason that you are here and that level is there is because of this capacity, is because of this not being able to feel safe from within, right? Having not being able to have that capacity to hold things. You're still into that same identity loop. But that level out there, confidence, it's like stepping into that version of you who's like super powerful, super convicted with own self, super convicted with whatever he or she is providing. And that is we have to move. All right, let's move forward. Okay, so you are not failing, your capacity is overloaded. I cannot just talk enough number of times about capacity because capacity is the thing. Literally, it is the thing. If your capacity is overloaded, if you do not, have not built that level of capacity to hold what you're calling in, you would not be able to bring that thing into your life. So, big dreams activate big emotions. Okay. And when your capacity is low, the body is going to shut down. Okay, at this point of time, you're feeling, oh my God, the fear of failure, I'm gonna fail. What if nothing works out? What if this and what if that? But that level of you, the 10x version of you, is gonna be experiencing these emotions at 10x level. I mean, just multiply the current, heavy emotions that you feel. That level is experiencing it 10x. And when your capacity is low, your body shuts down. Because at this level, you're not able to handle it. Would you be able to handle it at that level when everything would be 10x? Would you be able to handle it? Because you're not able to handle it, the current situation, the current circumstances. Of course, you would not be able to handle it at 10x level, right? You would be collapsing down. And your body already knows your current capacity. It is not that your body is not aware about it. Your body knows how you react, what responses you give out, what are the patterns, what are the systems, what are the loops that are already playing in. Your body knows it already, right? So when you build your capacity, you are able to navigate this very smoothly and effectively. right? Low vibration emotion pulls your identity back into the old loops. So when you're feeling fearful and doubtful and this and that, and feeling small and feeling guilty and anger and shame, when you're operating from these emotions, your identity is pulling you back into the same loop. Because remember that loop that we talked about, the emotional loop. Thoughts, whatever you're thinking, spiraling and making you feel in a certain way, and then you're operating from that emotions, right? So your identity cannot hold the weight of your desire yet, but it can be expanded, of course. At this point of time, though it's not able to hold the weight of your desire yet, but it is not like you're not able to work on it. You would be able to work on it when you start taking conscious steps towards it, right? It is not that it is just formed and it cannot be changed. Of course, it cannot, it can be changed, but it requires conscious efforts from your end. And are you able to do that? Are you able to take conscious efforts to move towards a next level identity? Are you able to move towards, creating and expanding your capacity and feeling more safe in your body? Are you able to do that? All right. So the old identity protects itself, right? It has the only one mission: keep who you are, the level that you are into right now, the person that you have always been, right? For example, the shy kid, that person is gonna stay quiet like most of the time. And this example I remember I gave yesterday also. You'll see the same people doing the same things over and over again. Maybe in a meeting, you'll see somebody, a set of people who are very quiet. They will be quiet most of the times in most of the meetings. And then there is a set of people who are out there initiating things, who are always, their hands are always up. They want to talk, they want to communicate, they want to express their thoughts and ideas, right? So, who you are, you will be in the same loop over and over again unless and until you consciously decide to move out of it, right? And we are living into this highly stimulated world, living on autopilot, that we don't really have time to sit down, to analyze, to understand exactly what is happening, right? Life is happening, everything is on loop, morning till night, everything is already, you planned, and you literally have no time and no space to sit down and think and understand what is happening, right? Too busy doing what? We don't know, we're just too busy. Right? The helper child is always going to avoid charging money, trying to be that helpful person. So your whole identity is loyal, it's not logical. It will see that you are into that identity again and again, right? Being loyal to it. Next is signs that you are in an identity gap, right? And emotional, there are a couple of examples that you would be able to understand what you're feeling in your body. For example, I know what to do, but I can't do it. How many of us feel the same thing? That मुझे पता है मुझे क्या करना है, but I'm just not being able to do it. I know exactly what I need to do, the actions, my plan is already set. I have already to-do list already created, but I just can't do it. I disappear when things start getting real. When I am just stepping into the game, I don't know what happens to me. I just collapse, right? I have no energy left to move towards it. It feels so pressure, so not so aligned. I shrink after there's a win. I dream big, but my actions are very small. That there are a couple of examples. You will see that it is showing up into your day life, right? And these things are not happen. These are identity protections, and you are running through the same loop over and over again. Okay, so try and analyze how you are operating in your current identity. What are the things that you're doing, like repetitively in a loop? Okay, that will give you more awareness as to where you are and where you want to be, and what is that thing that is running in the loop, right? So there is this, okay, exercises in the next slide, I guess. So the identity tension. Okay. So the future you want more confidence, more clients, more visibility, more money, and more impact. Want, right? The current you wants what? Safety, predictability, no judgments, comfort zone. And this tension, the push and pull, that current self is wanting safety, predictability, no judgments, and comfort zone. And then your future self is like confidence, I like more clients, more money, impact. So this tension is the reason why your manifestation feels slow, because the identity is going to always win. The body of how it is operating from within, it is going to always win. And this push and pull, because of this push and pull, because of this contradiction that you're experiencing in your life, that is the reason you're not able to move to your next level, right? Because a part of you, it's like safe predictability, no judgment, comfort zone. And a part of you who wants to grow and who wants to grow in their life, confidence, more clients, more money. So there's this push and pull that you're experiencing in your life, in your body right now. And that is the reason this push and pull is not allowing you to move to level up. It is just not allowing you because it is still in the same zone, right? Safety or visibility, money or comfort zone. So this push and pull is just happening into your life, and this tension is why the manifestation, whatever you're calling into your life, feels very slow. It's like kuch move hi nahi ho raha hai. I am putting in a lot of efforts, but still nothing is moving in. The reason why things are not moving in is because of this. Okay. All right. So there's this awareness activity that I want you guys to do it. Okay. Identity gap test. So I want you to write down three things your future identity would do today. Before that, have you all written down that what your future self looks like? Have you all written it down? If not, before this activity, I want you to pause the video and just make a note as to what your future self looks like. Not in terms of like look per se, but it's like what he or she is doing, the way she's showing up, everything, whatever you can think about that person, just write it down. Okay, and then come back to this part and write down three things their future identity would do today. So when you are clear about who they are and what action that they're taking, how they are behave, in terms of behavior, in terms of how they feel, in terms of confidence and everything, you'll be able to understand that uh, what is the future identity that they are, doing that you're not doing today. So write down three things of your future identity would do today. Okay? Take your time and just write it down. Maybe in a sheet of paper, just write down one by one. Maybe showing up in some other way, maybe being very confident, maybe able to navigate certain situations, tough situations into your life. And then just circle what makes your body feel tight, pressured, scared, overwhelmed. That maybe the future version of me is like bold and out there, expressing out there all the time. But that feels a little icky and pressured in my chest. Maybe that person is like selling all the time because she knows that selling is actually servicing. It's a service, it's a form of service, it's form of providing solution to people, right? So she is not feeling icky about it, but your current version is feeling icky about it, right? So write down three things your future identity would do today and just try and understand that how do you feel about those things, right? Pressured, scared, overwhelmed, tight. And then when you connect with your body is going to reveal the truth, the answers faster than any part of your brain would do. Because it's going to literally show up in your body when you actually go through that pointer that you've written down. Your body will feel in a certain manner, and you'll understand that, oh, I'm feeling pressured, that, oh, I'm feeling scared, oh, I'm feeling overwhelmed by this. And then you can understand that, oh, there is this identity gap. I mean, the version of me that I'm calling into my life, the way that she or he's showing up. But when I think about those things today, I feel too much. I feel like, oh my God, it's too much to, um, you know, to take care of, to handle too much responsibilities, and I feel overwhelmed by it. You'll understand then there's this identity gap and it is keeping you stuck. Right? You can pause the video if you want more time to do it, because of course you'll have to be connecting with your bodies first. And then if you're not written down, write down your future identity self and just see three things what they're doing and just see if you're able to do it today and how your body responds to it. And I want you to connect with your body, not answering from here, but connecting with your body. That future version of me is like selling all the time because she knows that selling is serving. But today, when I talk about selling, I feel like when I talk about my prices, I feel like something is happening. I feel icky, right? So that's when you understand that there is this identity gap. So yeah, take your time and you can come back to this video once you have completed this exercise. And then we have just one slide wherein we're summing up everything. So, closing for day two, your next level is not about trying harder. I am telling you this. It is just not about you trying harder. It is about becoming someone who feels safe having more. It is about becoming someone who feels safe having more, becoming that next version of you who's already able to hold it, who's already feeling safe with it, who's already, expanded her capacity, her or his capacity to hold more money, more visibility, more clients, more sales, and more growth into our life. Right? Tomorrow, we would be working a little bit upon expanding your identity gently without any overwhelm, without any collapsing. So, yeah, I'm going to see you guys tomorrow. Make sure that you complete today's video and then come tomorrow. All right. See you soon. Bye bye.